Okay, I can start showing off some of these if you guys want to see them. Because why not? Why not? This is one of the ivory pieces that we got out of the kiln the other day. Oh my gosh, Ryder, you're on a 20 stream streak! Oh my gosh, when the heck did it become 20? It felt like just the other day it was 3. Crazy, unbelievable scenes. This one is one of our ivory. Nice pretty white with lots of little speckles, and then the bottoms there. She pretty. I like the little ribbies, how you can still see the like like the flow of the clay comes out in the glaze. Still pretty neat. Ryder, what causes the speckles? The speckles are caused by the little flecks of glaze that are in the clay. You see all these little darker spots here and there throughout the clay? Those are all little pieces, little tiny chunks of glaze that are mixed throughout the clay body. And then when they get fired, those melt down and they mix with the glaze that you put over top just slightly, and ends up causing all the little speckles and spots that you see. Pretty neat, huh? Pretty cool. This is one of our chrome iron. This is one of our older ones that we fired. It's very dark on this camera. Trying to get the light to pick up some of the blue. Sarah got the blues to pick up really well. There we go. I had to crank up the light. You can see some of the little blue here and there. You can really only see the blue though when it is under pretty intense light. They're there, but it is quite difficult to see it without the right light. It crawled a little bit here and there. That's what all the little bare spots are. Boulder guy, you sent a picture. Oh, heck yeah. We'll have to go and check that out here in a little bit. Crawled a little bit, which stinks. This is from our older batch. Before we started to fix all of the crawling issues. This spot here is really pretty, where a lot of those blues came out. It looks black otherwise. Yeah, if the light's not intense enough, it kind of just looks dark. This is one of the ones that's that really needs the hold at like 1700 Fahrenheit in order for the reds and the colors to develop. And unfortunately, with the kiln bugging out, that didn't happen this last fire. Neves! Oh my gosh, good morning, Neves. How are you? Hey, hell yeah. This is that same one. You can see all the little blue specks here and there. Hey, Pudding, how are you? Those are gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Neves. The darker ones, these ones, without that hold. You guys are popping off. Without the hold, the colors don't really come out like they're meant to, which is a bit of a shame. A bit of a darn shame. Well, that's okay. At least we still got nice pieces out of the fire. This one's pretty cool. This is the rutile mixed with the chrome iron. And so it's like a yellowy orange with a bunch of like little darker spots that come out here and there. Almost looks like lava, like magma. Pudding, you're doing good. How's your weekend? Sarah and I's weekend was very good. Very, very good. We spent Saturday just kind of cleaning stuff up here and there around the house. Doing some housework that desperately needed to be done. This is another one where you can only see the blue spots if the light's strong enough. Otherwise, it just looks dark. And then yesterday, we took it easy for the most part, and then had our neighbors over, and we played cards. Played some cards with our neighbors. We played euchre, and we played... what's the other one called? Schmear. We played some Schmear. It's pretty fun. Oh, that light's too intense. Chill out. There we go. This is the ivory again, but on a different piece here. The ivory ones are always really pretty, with all the little speckles that come out. Pudding said, need bagels for Schmear. Is that so? We didn't have any bagels, but we still had fun. Hope you guys are finding some goodies in that kiln, or in the dungeon there. I need to drink some more coffee. My brain's still not firing on all cylinders. Not yet. This is that star one. It got a little derpy. We always float a little bit. Doing like specific shapes and like hard lines and that kind of thing is a little difficult with overglaze, because overglazes, they tend to flow like this here. And when they flow, the shapes typically get messed up. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. Also went on a little thick here and there. The rutile and the chrome iron are two that I need to tend to still, in order to try to prevent the crawling from happening. But we'll get there. We'll get that. Ryder, you think that your sister once had dishes that looked a lot like the ivory ones? The ivory ones, these ones, they're really pretty, ain't they? Those are some of my favorite. I really love the ivory ones. You love the star, do you really? Even though it looks a little silly now. That's pretty funny. The pudding. I'm happy to report that the twisted handles turned out really well. They're really nice to hold. The like little grooves that are naturally made from the twist here and there in the handle, they're like really nice to hold in the hand. I was a little concerned, as you probably remember, that they weren't going to be very comfortable to hold, but they are very comfy to hold. Very nice. Like the little twisted handles quite a bit. Hippie, hello. How are you, and how's your weekend? Again, this rutile crowd. The rutile and the chrome iron we need to tend to still. Lizard. Try to prevent the crawling. Lizard. Neat's got a lot of work, so you're going to be doing a lurk. Alright. Well, I hope that work goes well for your knees. Lizard. I hope that work goes well for you. And appreciate you hopping into the chat there for a little bit. If we don't get to talk to you again before the end of the day, then hope that you have a great night. Nice. Alright, I'm going to move some of these ones off and grab some of the other ones that we... Oh my gosh, Aoife! Coming in with a 3-month sub. Hello. Aoife, how was your weekend? How are you doing? How are you doing? I think that's the first stream in the last month that you've joined in, and the first thing that you did wasn't punch me in the face. There it is. There it is. Ooh, good luck in that dungeon. Good luck, good luck. Okay, we're gonna grab a few more. Aoife, your weekend was not good. Why not? What's going on? What happened? Talk to us about it. Hippie, did you miss the dungeon? Were you a little late? Okay, we got a few more here. This one turned out really cool. This one turned out really... It crawled, but like it kind of works with like the funky like cotton candy look. Really interesting. Pudding, you found Gollum. Ooh. Just 3 more. For now, at least. There we go. Wee wee wee. Hippie, you were too slow? Dang. Well, maybe you'll get on the next one. You know what? How about this? How about this? Can I start one up? I think I can. Oh no, it's on a cooldown! Even I cannot get past the cooldown. What the heck? Rude. How rude. Aoife, basically your partner's parents are a-holes and kicked her out, so she has nowhere to go, and she ended up in hospital because she tried to OD. Yikes. And now we are trying to find a place for her to go, and you've never been more scared in your life. Jeez. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That sounds pretty intense. I'm sorry that happened. Does she have any friends or anything like that? If her parents kicked her out, then does she have any friends or maybe like other family that she's maybe closer with that she might be able to stay with? Okay. Go through this next batch here. Like I said, this one turned out a little funky because of the crowling, but it kind of works with the blurple and the pink together. It kind of adds to it, actually. Ryder, you love this one? Yeah, it is pretty cool. I actually don't really mind the crowling on it at all. It kind of works with it, you know? Can't really see inside of it too well. It's a little dark. But it's interesting, that's for sure. Sarah was thinking about keeping this one. Unicorn snot, you think so? Aoife stayed with a friend last night, but that's the only night that she could, and all of her other friends live elsewhere. Gotcha. Or just can't house her, and her other family said that they couldn't. That's not a very good situation, then. I wonder what her next steps are. Where's the camera? There it is. This is another one where... This is the chrome iron. Unfortunately, the chrome irons didn't really churn out this time because I turned the kiln off preemptively because the temperature readings were bugging out. And I didn't feel comfortable with letting it continue. And so it didn't get the hold at the end that it was meant to. Because it didn't get that hold, the colors didn't really develop as well. as they should have. So unfortunately, these ones, unless it's under like a really bright light, you can't really see the blues and stuff that you're meant to see. Aoife, you're on a 75 stream streak though. Oh my gosh. That's a big number. Bowler guy wanting us to give the kitties some treats. Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
All the cups look good.
All the cups look good? Oh, thank you, Bowler. Strawberry, you are here-ish, watching during your workout. You're working out. Well, heck yeah. I hope that it goes well. Pudding asks, what colors are these? Maybe you are wondering about the first ones. This, the unicorn snot one, as you called it. This is the blurple mixed with the pink. This is the blurple with the pink. So you can kind of see the bluish purples with the streaks of pink throughout it. Soup, hey, good morning. How are you, Soup? And then this is actually the chrome iron. Because it didn't get the hold, it turned out pretty dark. A lot darker than it was meant to. So it kind of looks... It kind of just looks black unless it's under a bright light. Which is a bit unfortunate, but still really nice. Grog, good morning. How are you? Did you have a good weekend, you and Pepper? Aoife said, she's gonna be okay. You know that she will. It's just a lot and it's scary. Yeah, it sure sounds like it. Sarah's asking, do they have youth shelters where she lives? You've known people who have had to stay in one when they had to leave home. Yeah, that might be an option, or some kind of, maybe not necessarily like a youth shelter, but maybe like a homeless shelter, or maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with services that might be able to help her, unfortunately. Eva said, no, they actually can't. They are incredibly busy and rarely home, and some of them are recovering from surgeries and stuff. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, no, you're talking about, you're responding to Pudding there. Responding to Sarah, you think that's where she's planning on going tonight. Well, that's good. Hopefully that's an option for her and it works out. This one here is the pink. Like I said, the reds didn't develop like they really should have, unfortunately. Ooh, Strawberry getting the gold crane. Good luck, good luck. A little piggy. Won't be that many points, but at least it was cute. 150. Yeah, I'm a little bummed that the readings on the kiln bugged out, and I'm pretty certain, maybe you saw it on the Discord, my update, I'm pretty certain, like 90% certain, that one of the wires, one of the connections came loose somewhere, and so the readings from the thermocouple were kind of bugging out a little bit. Because I went through and I checked to make sure that everything was actually working, and everything was working. It's just, for some reason, I could only recreate it by like grabbing some of the wires and like wiggling them around. So my suspicion is that, I don't know if that's the right word, I don't know. My thought is that as the kiln was heating up, and because like things shift and move as they heat and they expand and contract, right? Something came loose somewhere, so I need to go through and tighten down all the connections. I need to make sure that the controller isn't being moved around too much. Make sure that it's not being knocked or bumped or anything too much until I get it like secure and like a permanent housing, that kind of thing. That just to try to eliminate any possibility that things get knocked loose during a fire like that again. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with letting the kiln continue to go with the fire. because the temperature wasn't reading correctly. Thankfully, we still reached cone 6 like we were supposed to. It just didn't end up getting the hold at the end for the reds. That's okay. Next time. Soup, you've never gotten anything from any of the raids? Really? Not a single time? Jeez, Bowler Guy was talking about that the other day. The drop chances, the drop rates seem to be maybe a bit lower than they should be. I don't know. This is another one of the ivory. Suspension robs a car now. I don't know. My brain's still not firing all cylinders yet. It's still a little slow, apparently. Panda! Hey, good morning. How are you? My brain's a little slow, and I do feel like I'm a bit off from taking those last 2 days last week off. That's the first time that I haven't, spent a day streaming since Sarah and I went to New Orleans, I think, many months ago. So I'm a little out of it. Eva said, though, that your stepdad had messaged one of his friends in Canada to see if any of them can help her. So hopefully one of them can. That would be very kind of them if they could. That'd be very cool. Grog, original Pepper, is in the new old house this morning. Xena would not get in the carrier, so she was left behind. Oh no. Xena? No. You're supposed to be her human, Grog. You didn't stay behind with her. Oh my gosh. Pudding, you like the blue one that's closest to you. This one. Maybe this one here. This one's purple, actually. Maybe you were talking about this one, though. This one's blue. This one. Oh, Pudding. Okay. Yeah, this one is that cobalt mixed with the pink. It didn't end up being as purple as it should have been because of the lack of the hold there at the end, but still ended up looking really pretty. Still ended up nice and pretty. There's a bottom there. It's like a waterfall. It is kind of like a waterfall, isn't it? Yeah, we've gotten a lot of flow and really good mixtures. Lots of good mixing and variation out of the glazes here. We've really started to hone in on perfecting them. I'm still getting little pinholes here and there, even with the hold at the end of the firing. Up at the max temp at the peak of the fire. Still getting a few pinholes here and there. Which isn't really a big deal, but I don't know. Because right now, typically how you would solve for pinholes is you would put a hold at the very peak, the very end of the firing, when it's at its max temp, the max cone, whatever. And I might need to just extend the hold. Right now it's at 15 minutes. Maybe I need to push it to 20 so that the glaze has more time to flow and fill those in. I suppose that's what I'm gonna have to try. Right, they're all so unique. Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing about like homemade crafts in general. Everything ends up being really unique and different from one another. You know, especially when it's all like handmade like this instead of coming out of like a plaster mold or something like that. The plaster molds, all of the shapes at least are all the same. There's going to be variations and stuff in the glazes, of course, but especially when everything is handmade, every single piece is going to turn out different. This one was not meant to go into this firing. This was the misty morning in the misty forest. It snuck its way in, but it also lucked out because I had to shut it down without the hold going through. So instead of it turning out matte, it turned out nice and glossy, just like we want these ones to be. Ended up really pretty. Come on, camera, focus for us. There it is. Really, really pretty colors coming out of this one. Foliar guy, did you forget about the picture? I did not forget. We just haven't looked at it yet. I can go take a look at that here in just a second, though. So yeah, really, really pretty colors out of this one. Even though this one wasn't supposed to go into this fire, it did end up being one of my favorites that came out of it. So I will look past it sneaking in there. Spiral almost looks like gold. Yeah, kind of, huh? It's like a greenish brown down in the bottom there. Try to get it picked up on the camera a bit better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, boy. Leela? Hello, Leela. How are you? How you do? Let's see. Heck, I said the tiny grained rock is about the same size as your fingernail. Whoa, so this little guy is about the size of your fingernail, but this big guy is obviously quite a bit bigger than that. Is this one the, is this the iron? Or is this the flint? I don't see like a lot of rusting going on, so maybe this is the flint. I thought that flint was supposed to be darker, though. That's the flint. Aha. That's kind of what I was thinking. Soup, no, pudding is right. Your character is still naked. Still naked. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? Here you go. Have a free dungeon. Exclamation join. Get in there while you can. Panda, you are surviving dealing with explosive family drama. Ugh. Family drama is one of my least favorite things. And Leela, you are good. I think you subconsciously inspired you yesterday. Did I really? Because yesterday you sculpted a yarn bowl. After about an hour of work, you realized that you watched me make it a couple of days earlier. Oh, that's very cool. Did you happen to take pictures of it, maybe? You want to show it off? That would be cool. I would love to see it. I would really love to see what you made. Pudding, you're also naked, Rob. I am. Yeah, I don't really get in on the dungeons, so... My guy is perpetually naked. That's okay. That's alright. I like being naked. Fuller guy said that they have flintstones fully intact in their area. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to set some of these off now. We'll grab the last of the batch, and then maybe we'll go through them again later if more people tune in, yeah? That'd be cool. Panda said, I have so many flint. You too, Panda. You found a lot of flint. Leela, it's not finished. Okay. It's still drying since you used air dry clay. It's wonky and very ugly, but I can share some pictures once you paint it. Oh, heck yeah. Don't put yourself down like that. I'm sure it looks beautiful. Have you ever made anything like that before? Have you ever made anything like that before? Because if you haven't and you took on that as your first project, that's pretty impressive. I'm sure it looks beautiful. Pudding, are the Dittos dry enough yet? Yes. A lot of the Pokemon, I reckon, are probably dry enough at this point. Next time that we're doing stuff at the desk out here is when we will start to really go through and underglaze a lot of them, get colors on them, and hopefully get them fired and get them going. Because a lot of them have been like a long time coming. It's been like many months since we made a lot of them. Panda, you didn't find a lot of flint, you just have a lot of flint. Oh, okay. Very cool. Toast, hello, Toast, how are you? How are you doing? How's your weekend, Need to make spoons now, Rob. Yeah, I've talked about making spoons before. It's one of the things that I still haven't attempted to make. It's on the list, though. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that I'm still not feeling awake yet. Hello. You're level 10 lurking right now with your volume down? Well, alright, if your volume's down, you might not be able to hear me, so let me say hello to you in the chat. There we go. Ooh, who's starting up that dungeon? Toast! Good luck, good luck. Pudding, they're speaking Simlish. Leela, you haven't. You used to do figurines and flat sculptures, so you're right. And also, you didn't expect yourself to make anything good. It's objectively ugly, and you're fine with that. Hey, alright, fair enough, fair enough. As long as you're happy with it. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. This is another blue. Another cobalt. Ooh, somebody got something good from that. From that dungeon. There's that one. Another blue. This one here is really cool. I think it is, at least. This is one of the ones where I did kind of like an abstract-y thing with the tape and just taped off a bunch of little like shapes and rectangles and that kind of thing. And the chrome iron, the darker glaze came out on like all the edges, all around all the shapes. So it kind of like outlined it with like a little black here and there. Kind of interesting. The root tile is interesting. It seems like it's turning matte. It's like not as glossy as some of the other glazes, for whatever reason. Not really sure yet. There's the handle there. And there's the bottom. Bottom kind of looks like a pizza. Pretty neat. Reminds you of a dino egg. Yeah, kinda, huh? Lion Kid, hello. How are you? This is another one of the ones that was meant to be purple, but the pinks didn't really come out. No hold feels bad. Still comes out. Still came out nice. Like, still happy with it. Just wish it would have been more purple than it was. Come on, camera. Hello? Camera. There we go. Whoa. Writer suggested maybe next time do those same designs on future, but try out different colors. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Always down to try something different. A pizza egg. Another little blue guy here. Cobalt. The cobalt always ends up looking really nice. Come on, camera. The cobalt is one of those that, like, it just never fails. Just always ends up looking really nice. Always get really nice variegation and colors coming out of it. Leela, it may be a stupid question, but are your mugs dishwasher safe? Yes, of course. Absolutely. They will last longer if you don't put them through the dishwasher because hand washing them, you can avoid getting a lot of water on the exposed clay at the bottom, because even though it's vitrified, it will still probably absorb a little bit of water, and as it absorbs water, it will expand. And as it expands, it will crack the glass because the glass can't expand, right? And so over time, with mugs that have been put through the dishwasher, that kind of thing, you'll see little like crazing here and there. At least that's what we call it in pottery and ceramics, crazing, when glazes develop little cracks here and there. So it'll last longer if you don't put it through the dishwasher, but it's totally fine to do it. This is one of the ones that we put the little moon on. The glaze floats, so it's not like as sharp at the bottom. It's not as sharp at the bottom as it was at the top because the glaze flowed and collected. Still pretty cute though. I still like it a lot. Leela, ooh, you like the window design? Yeah, it does kind of look like a little window, doesn't it? Leela, oh, you honestly expected them to not be? That's really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not like there's anything on them that is going to, like be affected by the heat or the water or anything, right? The heat's not going to do anything to them. They went through a couple thousand degrees firing in the kiln, so heat won't do nothing. Ninja Wife, that makes me realize that we haven't been putting our care cards into the orders we have gotten. Putting it on the to-do list print. Yeah, we gotta make sure that we're doing that, huh? That is something that we've been forgetting. Oh boy. Oh wait. Only got 3 bowls out of this firing here. This was another one that was meant to be purple. Ended up being like a light blue instead. Still pretty though. How many sales have you done? Not a lot, but honestly more than I would have expected us to have done, with not really advertising it, other than here on the channel and to like our friends and family, people that we know on social medias, that kind of thing. There's another bowl here. Again, meant to be fully purple. Unfortunately, the purples and the reds just didn't really turn out because of that lack of the hold at the end. Still looks nice though. Still like it. And then here's the last bowl. This was one of the older ones that I glazed. We've got a little bit of crawling here and there. Need to correct that. But it'll be easy enough. Easy enough now that we know how to fix that. Leela said, I thought that water pressure can chip off the glaze. I suppose possibly if the glaze like isn't adhered very well, but it really shouldn't be a problem at all. I mean, the glaze would have to be like really, really weakly adhered for the like jets of water to be able to like blast it off and break it. It would have to be like really fragile. I don't think it would be an issue. I don't think so.